Hi guys, welcome to another Divi theme video. This is Jamie from System 22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, we're working with Divi 5 again here today. In our last video, we showed you where you could download and install 5 free group carousel templates. And this is one we built yesterday. We had a great question on it. The original one didn't have a button on it. And I had a question on yesterday's video. How do I add a button to carousel number 2, which we're looking at here? Really easy to do, and I'll show you exactly how to do that. Also, I'll show you how to build one from scratch today. I've got this full screen group slider here. As you can see, it's fairly simple. It's just group moving from one slide to another every 5 seconds here. I've added a couple of buttons and a bit of info and my logo. I've got it looping around my blog post using the featured image for the background here and the title and the excerpt right there. And we got a button that'll take us to the post and another one that'll take us to the contact page or wherever it is you want to take people with yours. So let's get started. First things first, I'm going to show you how to add a button to this one. I've got this page open here. Let's get rid of that. And I'll add the carousel that we did yesterday. And we can lose that one right there. Fantastic. Okay, so this is where we left it yesterday. To add a button, now remember, mine is just a single group. If you click on one of these, it'll take you to the group. If you go back, it's the actual whole group carousel. We're working on one slide here. And remember, I looped my slide. So we're just dealing with one slide here, really. So I'm only going to need to add the button once, and it'll add it to all of our slides for me. If you've done it individually, obviously you're going to have to go through each one and do it. So I'm going to go up to where it says the Obsidian Reaver right there. 3 little dots. Left click. I'm going to add a module. I want to add a module below this particular module. I want to add a button. There's our button module right there. As you can see, it's plopped it in just under our title there. That's fine, but I want mine down bottom left corner, seeing as our titles are left aligned there. So I'm just going to click on the button. Let's say perhaps test drive. Because I'm using the looped version, I can put a link in down below. I put the dynamic link and just link to the loop link right here. That way, anytime they click on the button, it'll take them to the individual post that it's on there. Okay, well, let's position this thing and make it a little more in style with the rest of the site. I'm going to keep this very simple. Design-wise, let's go to the button. I'm going to use custom styles. I'm going to turn the text white in color. Perfect. We'll take that down a little bit in size and capitalize it. That's great. Now I want my button to be down on the left-hand side here. You'd think you'd be able to do that actually in the group module itself, in the slide, with some flex and the layout. But it's not working for me. I mean, we can center align it, right align it, left align it, but I can't split them. I can't justify the content top and bottom there. So I'm using a workaround. If I just go back into my button here, just click on the button itself, I'm going to use a bit of absolute positioning. So once in the button, I'm going to go to advanced position. I'm going to change it from default to absolute. I want it to be bottom left-hand side. And let's scoot it up. I reckon by about 20 pixels either way should do it. Vertical offset, 20. Horizontal offset, 20. Don't need to adjust the Z-index. It's sitting on top of everything nicely there. Perfect. That's exactly where I want it. Of course, if you want it on the right side, put it there, or in the middle. Place it wherever you want it. Left side's going to do me. We should be good to go. So let's save draft. Let's get rid of this preview right here. And we'll re-preview. Perfect. There's our slide. I think every 4 seconds it's going to slide. Put a mouse over it, it's going to stop. Now we've got a button on there. We can click on it. It should take us to the Draken there. Perfect. Well, how about making one of these things from scratch? It's not actually as simple as you may think. I don't know if there's a little bug in there, or maybe I perhaps might be doing it wrong, but I'll show you the way I do it. You can get things done really easily. Let's get rid of this whole row. We'll start from scratch. I'm going to use single row. Funnily enough, we're going to use the Group Carousel Module. Now, Divi 5 here is still in the alpha state. They're about to release the beta state. But I think there's a little bug here. I'm pretty sure there should be a dark box in there that allows us to add a module. Because if I add one with this little one, it adds it underneath. Just chucking anything, chucking a blurb. See, it pops it underneath. So what I'm going to do is build my slide first and then just put it in there. Really easy to do. So let's add a new row and we'll build the slide we want to put in there. I'm going to throw 2 columns in mine. Of course, you can make these as complex or as simple as you like. I'm going to keep it fairly simple today. First thing I want to put in is my logo. So I'll use an image module for that one. Perfect. And underneath the image, I'm going to use, well, let's go ahead and use a call to action. I think maybe what I used before, because it's got a button on it. Button's not going to show up till we put a link in for it. So let's pretend like we've got somewhere to go. If I go down to link, just throw a little link in there. Button's going to turn up. Great. That's really all I want on that side. And on this side, again, keeping it fairly simple, all I want is a button. I want the button to say test drive, whatever it is you want your button to say. Great. Well, that's got all the elements of the first slide that I want to use now. Let's decorate it and make it look a little more interesting. Okay, for this row itself, I want to give it a background color. I'll use the default blue, but I'm also going to give it a background image. So let's just style this the way we want it. I'll hit image, background image. I'll throw in any image for mine for the moment. We're actually going to use a loop and pull in a featured image at the moment. It's going to make everything pretty hard to read with that multicolored image there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend it with our background image simply by still on the image tab rolling down. I'm going to go to background image blend. I'm going to multiply it with the blue by hitting multiply. That way our text and buttons and things will stand out nicely on top of this. They have some great things down here. Do play with it. You can come up with some wonderful things. Multipliers can be working for me today though. Great. Now this I will want on the left, and I don't want it to have a background because I want to see the car image behind it. So we'll go into this one. I'm actually going to go over to text. I'm going to align all the text to the left. That's going to work. And we need to take that background away. Background's always under content. We'll go in there. We'll hit the trash can. Now you may have noticed I've hit the trash can. It's not disappeared. If you have a problem with that, just add it back by hitting the reset. Click on the field. You can take the opacity down, make it disappear that way. Great. Well, that's looking the way I want it. For the image, I wanted my logo in there. There's my logo. A little bit too big. And I kind of want it across from the side, the same as our little blurb right here. Link-wise, I'm going to link that to the home page. So I can do that with a dynamic link. Home page. Perfect. Let's go with design now. We'll make it the size we want it. Going to go down to sizing. Width. Let's say, well, we'll try 40%. We may want to make it bigger or smaller on tablet and mobile. That's okay. And we'll close that sizing. We'll go into spacing just down below. Let's go down to margin left. And perhaps give it 50 pixels. Not quite. A little bit more. Something like that. That'll do. Great. And I'm not going to give it padding on the top because I'm going to justify this with flex in a minute and have it all in the middle of our slide. Now for our test drive button. Again, design wise, I'm just going to turn the text light in color. Again, I want mine on the opposite side down here. So again, I can use a bit of absolute positioning, still in the button, over to advanced position, then change it from default to absolute. Want it bottom left. And for padding, let's try 40 on the top there. Ish. And 40 on the other side. I think that's going to work. And of course, I want it to be in our actual slider here. I have had interesting time trying to add things to our slide. I find the best way to do it, once you've created your first slide here, you just go up into the row, 3 little dots there, left click. Let's say copy row. I want to go into this one. I pasted the row in there, and now it's in our little slider. We got our arrows there. We can get rid of the one that we did here. Now you can continue building slides however you want. We can go back to the group carousel. You can duplicate this one, make it how you want it. I do suggest making them and pulling them in there though, because even in wireframe mode, you can't really tell what's going on inside our group carousel here. So what I'm going to use today for mine is I'm going to make it full screen. I'm going to make it automatic. I'm going to roll it around my blog posts for convenience. So first things first, let's make it full width, full screen. So the row it's sitting in, the green tab here, go in there, row, go design, sizing, want it to be 100%, perfect. And the max width, I want it to be 100. And we need to select percent over here because it'll put in pixels, which won't work. Now what I did, I put this background in the row just so we had something interesting to look at. I'm going to take that away and we're going to redo that background on the actual slide itself. So just click on the row where it's in, background. We're just going to trash it and we'll get rid of that color too. Now if we go back into the actual slide itself, the group, we'll put that background in there. Background image, put that same crazy car in, and we'll blend it with that blue again or whatever color you want to use. Back to the image and multiply it. Great. We've now got our full screen slider here with the image in the background. Like I say, our content's not really where I want it. But while we're in here, we can adjust that with a bit of flex. So still in the group, which is our slide, over to design, layout. I want to justify my content to the middle. Perfect. Just exactly where I want it. If you want it on the bottom, pop it down there like that. If you want it at the top, like that. Middle is going to work perfectly for me. Great. So we've got our first slide. If we go back to our group carousel, there it is. And as I say, you can duplicate it and edit each one individually. I'm just going to turn mine into a post loop by going into the actual carousel slide itself. I'm going to go down to where it says loop there. I'm going to hit loop element. I want to loop my post, which is fine. Post type selected up there by default. Categories I want in my loop will be supercars. I've only got 9 of those. So if I roll down a little bit, let's say post per page 9. And if you look down underneath here, you'll see it's added 9 little paginations. It's going to go through all 9 of those slides there. Now they're actually pulling the content that we want to our slider here. Our logo, that's fine. It's going to be going to our home page anytime anybody clicks on it. Our title, well, we want to have a title and a bit of info. I'm going to go into my little call to action module here. For the title, we'll do the same as we did yesterday, use dynamic content. I'm going to loop the post title. For the content, I bet you've guessed it, we're going to loop the excerpt. And for the button, let's have it say more info or something like that. And for the link, we want it to link to the actual post itself. This button link, I'm going to get rid of that. Make sure you do get rid of that if you've got anything in there, or it will try and go there. May confuse it. We're going to go to loop link. That'll take us to the specific page for that. And for the background, we'll make sure we're in our group or our slide, if you will. For the image, I'm going to get rid of the image that we've got there. I'm going to roll up, background image, I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to loop the featured image. Fantastic. So let's save and we should be good to go. We'll save draft. And let's preview. Got a white gap at the top there. We'll get rid of that. At the moment it's static, so we can roll around just using the arrows here. As you can see, the image is changing in the background there. We've not got our little excerpt turning up here. So let's get rid of the gaps. Let's make this automatic and we should be good. Get rid of the gaps. Just need to go into section at the top, the blue tab, design, spacing. Want to take any padding away top and bottom. Put a 0 in there. Hit the chain. Fantastic. Now let's see what's going on. Why are we not getting our excerpt? That's in our call to action there. Content. Oh, page excerpt. Let's just reset that. We'll do it again. Loop excerpt, not page excerpt. I'll put it on that one. This page has not got an excerpt. That's why it didn't turn up. Great. There we go. And the final thing we want to do is make this thing automatic. So we want to make sure we're in the actual group carousel itself. Carousel settings. Automatic rotation. I want mine to roll around every 4 seconds, 4,000 milliseconds. Want it to pause on hover so they can put their mouse on it, read stuff, click on the buttons, do whatever it is you want to do with your people. Don't want to use center mode. That's the type that we used for our slider the other day. Transition speed, I like to slow that down just a little bit. It's a little bit quick for me. Let's make it 3/4 of a second, 750 mils. At the moment, we're only showing one slide. You can choose 2 or 3 if you want to. That's how they got that effect yesterday. It's not going to work with our buttons too well there. We'll check this on tablet and mobile. One slide's going to do me perfectly. Only want it to scroll one slide at a time. That's great. Let's have a look on a tablet. That's going to work fine too. And on mobile, yeah, probably need to adjust these on mobile. So if we go into this button, what I'm going to do is I'm going to push it over to the left-hand side. Way too tight with our other button. We've got some vertical offset there. Let's take that down to perhaps 0. And we got a bit of space back. Fantastic. And I just need to realign that image just a little bit. It's too far over for me. In design and spacing, we gave it 58 pixels. Let's take that and about 40 and see what happens. I think that's going to work for me. Perfect. Great. We've debugged. We should be good to go now. Let's go back to desktop. Save draft. And we'll re-preview. And there we have it. After 4 seconds, it should roll to the next one. It's taking 750 milliseconds to slide between the two. If we put our mouse on, it's going to stop. We can read the thing. That should take us to the Ethereum post. Absolutely perfect. Let's go back. Now, I didn't actually put in a link to this. Obviously, you can put in a link wherever it is you want to take your people. And this should take us to our home page. Perfect. So there we are, guys. That's how to use the little Group Carousel Module. Fantastic new module. Like I say, yesterday we did the free downloads and showed you how to style those. Today we built this one from scratch and showed you how to add a new button to yesterday's carousel. So I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget, if you have any questions either about Divi 4 or Divi 5, put them down below the video. I'll do my best to answer them for you or make a little demo video just like this one. So once again, this has been Jamie with System 22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.